Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, today's video is going to be all about OriginTrail and the Trace token. So if you haven't heard about OriginTrail yet, this one centers around supply chain management and blockchain. So think along the lines kind of like a VeChain type of project. Now, this one is one of these ones that's been creeping across my feed lately. I've been seeing a lot of influencers sort of listing it, not so much talking about it, but I did have one friend of mine who posted about it, and I thought, you know, it's about time I dug into that one, and I'm glad I did because, wow, the projections on this one that people are saying out there are really high, okay? So that being said, we're going to be digging into OriginTrail today. I'll be giving you a thorough review on what it is, how it works, who founded it, a little bit of roadmap, some news. We're going to talk token. I'll tell you a price prediction where I think this one could land by the end of the year. Now, granted, we only have 3.5 months, so I do have that for you, as well as where you can find it and some final thoughts, okay? So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do that. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So what is OriginTrail? Well, OriginTrail is essentially an Ethereum-based ecosystem for supply chain management, all right? Now, the ecosystem is defined as a universal, collaborative, and trusted data exchange that allows enterprise users to, number one, streamline their supply chains, number two, improve item tracking, and number three, introduce data protection practices. Now, as one of the first blockchains in supply chain management, OriginTrail has been used in numerous fields, including beef, poultry, vegetables, dairy, you name it, right? Now, they've also partnered with Microsoft, Walmart, and Oracle, so massive partnerships on this one. Now, OriginTrail powers data exchange through we've got standards and certifications to safeguard the validity of training certificates and business standards, Trust Factory through security audits of some of the largest importers in the US, food traceability where consumers can scan a QR code and meet farmers and the animal-friendly conditions on their farms. That's pretty cool. We have fashion and apparel traceability by using unique digital product IDs. We've got enterprise data interoperability by using the Network Operating System, or NOS, for open industry data exchange. We've got industrial data marketplaces. We also have rail travel safety by tracking every piece of rail track material used by the Swiss Federal Railways. That's pretty neat. We've got sustainable agriculture in the European countryside and financial flows in the form of contextual information and alert systems for financial transactions, including stolen Bitcoin. Now, the OriginTrail ecosystem is a combination of the OriginTrail, which connects data across organizations, Trace Alliance, which builds partnerships through knowledge openly, and Trace Labs, which brings technology to people seamlessly. Now, something that I really like here is that OriginTrail is a multi-chain infrastructure as seen here with Polkadot, Ethereum, we've got DAI, Substrate as mentioned, Polygon, and Hyperledger. Now, OriginTrail essentially addresses three key challenges: supply chain data fragmentation, centralization, and the need to protect sensitive data. Now, for a little background. So OriginTrail was founded by, we've got Tomasz Lewak, who has a bachelor's degree in international relations, as well as a master's degree in human resource management. We've got Ziga Drev, who has a bachelor's degree in international relations and affairs and an MBA. And then we have Branimir Rakic, who holds a master's in electrical and computer engineering. And Trace Labs is currently in Slovenia, Serbia, Hong Kong, and the UK. Now, in terms of roadmap, so third quarter has OriginTrail multi-chain knowledge economy development, including the following: So we have decentralized knowledge graph improvements. We've got the technical white paper 2.0. We've got parachain development, right? That's your Polkadot reference. We've got a semantic blockchain data querying framework, and as well as the OriginTrail ecosystem growth, acceleration, and additional items. Now, the fourth quarter will focus on multi-chain knowledge economy development and, once again, additional ecosystem growth acceleration. So they're focusing on that. All right. Now, the biggest pieces of recent news focus around additional advisors that are pretty high profile that have come to the project, as well as going live on Polygon. Okay, so let's talk token. So the Trace token, or TRAC, is the native token of OriginTrail. Trace is proof of stake. So anyone out there who is currently staking it, please leave it in the comments how you're doing it and what the rewards are that you're seeing. All right. It looked to me like they offered staking through OriginTrail. However, it was all locked up, so I wasn't sure if anyone out there watching this has done it, what the rewards are, and how that's going for them. Okay, so leave it in the comments if you got any stories there. Now, out of the 500 million original tokens, 50% went to the initial coin offering, the ICO. 20% went to the founders and pre-ICO contributors. 20% went into a fund for further development of the project. 5% went towards liquidity pool, and 5% was given to teams working on it and outside advisors. Now, as of this recording, which is September 13th, 2021, OriginTrail was ranked number 351 with a market cap of only 119 million and 358 million out of 500 million coins in circulation. Now, as of this recording, one Trace token was valued at roughly 33 cents. Now, if we insert the chart here, you can see that Trace started the year at 15 cents, meaning it has done a little better than a 2x as of this recording. Earlier in the year, though, it did peak at 90 cents before the market went down, right? Now, if we insert the trading view chart here, Trace's EMAs went bearish towards the end of April, and that also coincided with a money outflow visible in the red wave on the market cipher. All of that started to change, though, on August 7th when we had the 20-day EMA bullishly cross the 50-day. Where it stands today is we're still waiting for our 20 and 50-day EMAs to bullishly cross the 200-day, which could happen any day now. The RSI is exactly where we want it, but we still need volume, and you can see from earlier in the year that volume dropped off substantially, meaning it could be picking up again soon. Now, the Twitter chatter, this is where it gets really interesting, says that Trace is the next quant, with estimates saying that it could hit $10, which would basically be a 30x from here, okay? Now, quant, and by the way, this is by some of the people that predicted quant going as big as it has, okay? Now, quant has done a 28x so far this year, so that would be in the ballpark, right? Now, the question is if Trace can do that in the next 3.5 months. So that chart would truly have to go meteoric in that time frame, which isn't outside the realm of possibility, especially if Bitcoin blasts off towards the end of the year, right? Now, if you compared it to VeChain, the other big supply chain project in blockchain, right, that's currently sitting at a $7.2 billion market cap, that would be a 60x from here if it made it as far as where VeChain is, okay? Now, I think a good first step would be focusing on increased interoperability and more exchange listings. And as of right now, you can get Trace on KuCoin, Uniswap, and others. And I do have referral links in the video description for free money bonuses, so by all means, check those out. When you do, you help support the channel. Thank you. So, with a 30 to 60x possible at some point in the future, my prediction for the next 3.5 months, I think it peaks out somewhere between $2.50 and $5, okay? With the floor probably somewhere around $1 to $1.50. Now, really, for Trace to go from 33 cents to $10, it needs people talking about it. It needs volume, and it needs more exposure in additional exchange listings. So on the chart, the volume had dropped off substantially from earlier in the year. Well, we need that volume to start picking up again. And that could happen as people start talking about Trace, right? So for some final thoughts here. Super cool project. Again, very impressive partnerships. You know, could more exchange listings help it out? Absolutely. Could further staking opportunities help it out? Yeah, of course. But when you compare it to Quant, when you compare it to VeChain, that's a 30 to 60x. I mean, wow. So I think this one has some massive potential down the road. Again, I think what's critical in this project is simply that the market cap is only 119 million. That's what's critical. So that means that in terms of room to grow, this one has a lot of room, folks. So Trace could very well be a big contender for the coin of the fourth quarter. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. I mean, this one could really take off. Again, it just needs a little bit of buzz. It needs people talking about it. And then before you know it, this thing could absolutely blast off. And it's going to start with those EMAs. That's what's critical, the EMAs. Now, I have been a big believer in the EMAs of Bitcoin all along, which is another reason why I believe, you know, Plan B and his stock to flow, etc. I've mentioned before. But what I'm getting at here is that those EMAs mean everything to Bitcoin. And in each cycle, we've got 3 peaks. So far, you know, we had the first peak, we had the drop off. We're kind of working into the second one right now. Have we had the drop off? I don't really think so. And so this cycle could last us theoretically from anywhere from this December, this winter, all the way potentially into next summer. So there is some massive room to grow here with Trace, all right? So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I am also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting, so check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back, tells it like it is. I will see you on the next one. Later.